Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to answer some questions left about the channel. In the background you'll see me making a Commie Poe comic strip just for a little bit of fun, for something in the background. Not a very exciting answer here, to be honest. I usually just note it down in my phone. I usually get a lot of inspiration when I'm walking about because I've got time to think about what I'm doing, so most likely if I can't jot it down I might write it in a notebook if I've got one handy. Worst experience with cross-dressing. I was never actually caught, but I came very close. I actually did a video for TikTok, which is a true story for me. I'll link it in the description. Essentially, I almost got caught by my brother, but I managed to hide behind a bed and he didn't see me, so I was able to clear up without anybody asking any further questions. I think that's the most nervous I've ever been with it. How you get yourself out of a rut? In my personal view, you've just got to push through it. When you do something that's constructive, I mean, I always feel better once I've done something constructive, and that usually gets me going again. My female persona based on someone? I don't think it was. Or is, I should say. I think it's the outfits that really make your persona, and a lot of the time they were kind of taken, inspiration was taken from Google and what I saw females around me wearing at the time. Inspiration in life, I would suppose my inspiration for doing the stories comes from watching anime and films. I've always been really interested in how the characters work together and the backstories. You know, when sometimes you're watching something that you really like and you think the story's great, you really think, wow, I wish I could write something like that. And to some point I just wanted to give it a go and see if I could actually do it. I didn't have anybody encouraging me to wear dresses or heels. I wanted to do that myself. I didn't have a sister growing up, so it was even harder for me. So, I mean, eBay was my friend. That was where I got most of my clothing at the time. It was pretty secretive, so it worked for me. But no, nobody ever encouraged me to do it. I just did it. Is it a kink or not? I think that's almost impossible for me to answer. I think TG means a lot to people in many different ways. If I was to say it was one thing or not another thing, I think some people wouldn't agree with that. So that's just a really difficult question for me to answer. Some of the content I've written in the past has been very erotic, but some of the stuff on YouTube is more pride based. Like, I want people to feel good about who they are. What made me start writing stories? I said it a minute ago. I always really enjoy really good, well-written stories with great character progression, and I wanted to see if I could do it myself. I mean, we had the lockdown. I started writing during the very beginning of the pandemic, when I had really nothing to do, and it kind of grew from there. I just didn't stop writing. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I do. Being dyslexic, I thought it'd be more of a pain than it is, but actually I think it allows me to be quite creative and allows me an output. I think it just makes me feel better, to be honest, and I think that's why I just haven't stopped. Will I ever make more of Barista Championship Exchange? Yes, definitely. That was my first ever story. So I didn't plan out an ending to it. So right now we're at the stage where I need to write the third ebook, but I'm not really sure how I want it to end or what the plot points really are. So I'm kind of procrastinating on it at the moment. I could release more of the comic, but it might not be how I want it to end. So we just have to be patient on that one. Eventually I'll get around to it when I feel like I've got a good ending idea for it. It's just because that's the first one I did, and I didn't plan it out. My favourite type of transformation, it's got to be body swaps for me. I really like the whole idea of role reversal. So when the two people swap bodies, they are immediately treated differently. I just like that idea. What's the inspiration for the YouTube channel? Well, originally it was to advertise the ebooks for Amazon. I wasn't getting the sales that I wanted, so I decided to get a small comic of Bristol Championship Exchange made to help push sales of the ebook. But I think I just enjoyed that process so much, and there was such good reaction to the video. And it's wonderful seeing your characters brought to life by an artist. It's really quite fun. It just went from there, I think. I think the family makeover video was the first one in the style that I've done the most of now. But more comics are coming. Will I ever voice a dub comic myself? Probably not. I mean, the voice recording stuff that I have isn't very good. Not compared to some of the voice artists I do use. Plus, I'm not really an actor. I don't think I can do justice sometimes. Some of the voice artists do a really good job and they really bring it to life. I have done the one that's on TikTok, which is a true story from my life. So you're welcome to go and have a look at that and see if you think I do a good job with the narration. Other languages, yeah, potentially in the future, when Genderplaybooks has a bit more resources, probably in Spanish, maybe French, and it would be really cool to get it in maybe Japanese, but not right now, I suppose. I don't really have the money for it. So, really great question about how the schedule works for the channel. So the art takes and can take 3 to 4 weeks to make, and then you have to wait for I have to wait for the voice artists too. So if I did just one story at a time, the videos might be few and far between. So to get a video a week, I work on several different stories at once, because if there's an issue with the artwork, the voice recording, or I'm just really struggling writing that part that week, it might be that there's not a video that week, and I'd prefer to keep it regular so there's something on the channel every week to watch. What that does mean is then your favourite story might be delayed or might be a few weeks apart. I think that's just how it has to be at the moment. I do have a full-time job. The money that I get from the Patreon and YouTube revenue just about covers the commission work. Maybe as the channel grows, I might be able to do this as full-time work, but right now that's just how it has to be. I'm really happy with how the channel's been growing at the moment. I really do want to work on the socials just to build the brand a little bit more and get it sort of out there so it can grow naturally. Which one resembles me the most? I've given this quite a lot of thought. I don't think any of them really do. No, I genuinely, I want to give an answer, but I don't think they really do. I mean, if I had to really push it, I think Paul is probably the most realistic of the cross-dressers. You know, he's very nervous about everything that's happening. He didn't want to share it with his mum. He got found out. I think that's how a lot of cross-dressers feel. Obviously, he's gaining more confidence with her encouragement. I never had that growing up, so I can't really relate to that either. What made me want to write the stories? Again, as I said earlier, it was more just the sort of boredom of the pandemic, wanting to really test myself and see if I could write something that was, you know, okay for people to read and were interested in. And then when I started doing the YouTube and the art started coming in and the voice artists started reading my work, it really was quite fun to see it all come to life, and I hope you guys all agree with that. I think the channel's growing quite nicely, and I do want to keep that going. So yeah, it just started through really boredom and a desire to do something new, I suppose. I just want to say thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting. Massive thank you to all of the Patreons that give me the support and backing, and all of those that I've spoken to regularly that help support me. Thank you very much. It's been quite the journey. I think I've been doing this now for nearly 2 years, and it's growing quite nicely. I mean, in the beginning it was quite slow, but I feel like I'm getting into a groove now. It's just fun, and I hope you agree, and I hope you continue to watch. Any feedback on the channel is greatly appreciated. There is several videos lined up now. Pale Pink Packet is one of them. That's definitely coming. Mittens is just coming out this week. But there is definitely more to share. If you're interested in seeing the videos early, you can go on the Patreon and become a early access member to get those videos early. But you don't have to do that. Your viewership is just enough. Please make sure you comment on the video if you liked any of the questions or you wanted to know more information about anything. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a good day.